Hey girl, hey. Welcome back to the next episode, latest episode, newest episode of I Cuss, Do Yoga, and Love God. My special guest today is my beautiful wife, Deborah. Together we are TreyDeezy. We are Capricorns. We like long walks in the park. So thank you guys for joining us. We pray that you had an amazing weekend. As you know, we had an amazing weekend. Tens across the board.
Yes.
We saw the Woman King on Friday. Saturday, we went for a walk downtown. I'm so proud of my baby. She did almost 2.5 miles. And then we met up with my aunts, my sister, my cousins, my cousin and my aunts, my sister. Yeah. And their significant others, and we went out to dinner. And then on Sunday, I kind of chillaxed, but she went and hung out with one of her buddies, my sister and cuz. Hey, friend. That's what she said. Hey, friend. And so this week on the podcast, I just wanted she and I to just sit and talk just about marriage and our marriage and life. And our anniversary is coming up next month, October the 21st. Why? Yeah, I was there. I was 21st. And for those of you who don't know, our anniversary is exactly 1 year to the date that we actually met. We met at a bonfire, and I blew pixie dust in her face.
Yes, exactly. Yes. 5 years ago. So this year it'll be 5 years together and 4 years married.
Yes. And so a lot has happened in 5 years.
Yeah, it's feel like 50.
Yeah, it's a lot has happened in 5 years, and I just wanted to hop on and for us just to talk, and mainly because, and I know this is silly, a lot of people see us and they inbox us, and when they see us, they say, "Oh my God, y'all our favorite couple. We love y'all so much," and we be like, "Girl,
I don't need that. We're not even my favorite couple all the time, so I don't need that."
If you saw these two goats locking horns on the side of a mountain, you'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute." But on top of the pandemic for the last 2 years of forcing us to like be in the same space together and share space together, which we haven't done, and I know that was unique for a lot of couples. We've had loss. We've had struggles with our adult children. We've both been dealing with our own individual and couple issues, our own parent stuff. Mental illness has come up a lot. And so when I say this 5 years of us being together and 4 years of us being married has been turbulent.
Yes.
Turbulent. That's a good word for it.
Yes,
turbulent.
Absolutely.
It's been a lot. But thankful to God, and by the grace of God, we can still sit here and be like, but we doing the work, and we working through it, because it's not easy. A lot of people get married and they don't realize that after the I do's, that's when the work starts. Being married is like a business, and you got to look at it like a business and a partnership, because what you put into it is what you get out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're doing half-ass work, you're going to have a half-ass marriage. If you're not all into your marriage and you're not into your partner, right, it's going to show. And the cracks of the foundation of your marriage, the foundation of your union is going to be cracked, because you're not putting the focus where it's supposed to be. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let you talk, because I can talk.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, it's going to show. It's going to come out. Like, after the honeymoon phase, I know everybody talk about the honeymoon phase, but it's real. It's serious. When the honeymoon phase starts to fade away in real life, and real life starts in the right after marriage anyway. Real life together as a married couple. So when the real life stuff, when all the fanfare and all the sparklies and stuff and the fireworks fade away, and you're left there with what's probably been there all along, but it's a little different now, because you're not enthralled in the newness of a relationship. You're not enthralled anymore in the planning of a marriage, of a wedding, and all that stuff is gone and over with. And you're there with real life stuff in each other. That's when you really started. And I think it doesn't matter how long you've been with a person before the marriage starts. I believe even people that been together 10, 15 years, when they get married, I think it's something different about that part. So,
especially
yeah.
if you haven't lived together.
Yeah.
If you haven't lived with someone and you're going from dating and visiting their home and they visit your home for 2-3 years or some months, and then all of a sudden y'all in this space together and you're like, like me, I can tell you with my wife, it's my habit that she dislikes. I leave my shoes everywhere.
She come in the door, the back door. She come through the back door. She drop them right there, and I'm like, "What in the world?" And they everywhere. They all around the bed, and I'm trying to make up the bed. I'm tripping. I'm kicking them. Move because I'm mad.
But I recognize that, and so I try to move them. But I know that's her quirk with me is she gets up and she probably like, "What in the hell? Why do you have so many pairs of shoes out to begin with?"
And it's
like,
just a whole area that her shoes could sit. Like they could be right there in this little space. And they not, and
I've always been like that, but I know that, and so I'm conscious of that. But my wife was not aware of that before we got together, and this is how I know it made her uncomfortable. So one day she called me. I was at work. She called me on video chat, and the camera just came on, and all she did was walked around with the camera, and she was panning to my shoes, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna put them away when I get home." She was like, "But why are they out?" I just took them off and I just didn't think to put them away. I was rushing. So now I'm more conscious of it. Now instead of 3 pair of shoes is 1.
I'm going to do another video and I'll let y'all know.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm going to do a video tomorrow.
But that's the thing is, you know.
Right now. Oh.
Those are my flip-flops I just had on. Don't do that. I walked the dog and I had my flip-flops on. Mm-hmm. There's no other shoes. They all put away. Mm-hmm. They put away. Okay. Yeah, but again, those are things that she didn't know about me before we moved in together, and she has her quirks that I didn't know about her before we moved in together.
And I think when we moved in together that year, we were together. What is that? A few months living together before we got married, so I still didn't see that. That didn't happen till after. That's what I said. All the little foo-foo. I think truly our representatives stay with us. Partially, some part of our representatives still are with us until after we get comfortable and or the fanfare goes, because the representative is out the window.
Like the cute little, she used to get up and fix me breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, because I'm not a morning person.
Her don't do that no more. But here's the thing. I'm not going to complain about it, though, because she still works from home, and I still go in the office every day. When I come home from work, she cooks dinner. So as much as I want to get upset, and there's times where I wake up and I be like, I just want her to cook me breakfast. When I work like today, I didn't get off until 6 because I'm working on budgets, and I got home. She was ready to cook dinner. So there's the balance. So as much as I want to complain, I can't, because we kind of balance each other out. But it took us a time. It took me a while to get to that point, because there was a point where I would be like, you don't fix me breakfast in the morning anymore. And then
but I don't think she even realized that she used to lay in the bed longer too. So, you know, when we did get up, you know, I would fix breakfast. Now it's a little different. Now she's up before I get out the bed. So, yes, she's waiting to eat. But in the beginning, she used to lay up in that bed for a while. Longer, yes.
I sure
did.
Do that no more.
Now
I don't, because then I didn't have other things going on. So now I have other things going on. I get up and and I'm like, I'll fix me breakfast, but then I also will fix her breakfast, and it may not be what she wants because she's a picky eater. But sometimes she'll eat what I make. But again, that's that balance. But it took us, because that was an issue for me for like the first 2 years of our marriage. It's like, you don't fix me breakfast. But I had to work through that within myself to be like, but she does other things, and you get up before her, and she's a night owl. Like, this one will stay up till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning watching something on Netflix. And I'd be like, how do you do that? But then she called me grandma because I'm in the bed and I'm asleep.
Yeah.
By like 10 o'clock,
10:30. Yeah. Like, what is going on?
I get up way before. I get up at like.
But before we got married, the little phase I was talking about. She was up late.
Oh yeah, I was up.
So things change. People change. They get comfortable. All that cute stuff. She was staying up late, laying in the bed.
Yo, that was a struggle. I was on the struggle bus to stay up to 1 o'clock in the morning, because everybody know me. 9:30, 10 o'clock. I start shutting down.
Literally.
Literally.
Sometimes she sleep and her eyes awake. She's talking. I know she's gonna look
She be
at
like,
me
you sleep down. You sleep right there.
now.
I be like, yes. And then I start going into a little tray to come out, and she have a little temper tantrum. But it's been an adjustment, and we're still learning each other. You know, we got engaged 3 months after we met, and so for some people, they be like, that's quick. It's quick, but we were still learning each other in the process, and we're still learning each other because I know I'm not the same person that she married. And
no,
no, I'm not. And so
she has evolved a lot.
I have evolved. I've gone through a huge evolution, and she's had to learn how to love me as this person that I am now.
Yeah, that's another thing. You people gonna change all through the marriage, so you just hopefully you can survive it, and you still like these other people that's going to come out and evolve. The person's going to evolve into. Hopefully, you all will still be able to have that thing, because it literally happens. People evolve, and I don't want to say I didn't use change.
It's an evolution.
I wanted to say evolve, because when people say change, for some reason they first think negatively, and I don't know why, but that's why I say evolve.
What was the most difficult thing for you? Let me take that back. Which one of my evolutions was the most difficult for you? Because I've evolved a couple of times. Yeah.
Oh man, it's been a few of them. The biggest one. Ooh, it's neck and neck.
I know which one she was.
It's when you started losing weight.
I do. And why? Why was that?
Because you became somebody else. Like, when I met you, you weren't getting up in the morning to go run. When I met you, you weren't getting up in the morning to go yoga. And that's why I say it's a combined thing, because I think these things happen right with each other. They were aligned with each other. You started journaling, you started meditating, and then you started losing weight. So all of those, because a lot of stuff changed. You just the way you were eating changed, which was affecting what I was gonna eat. You were up
because she ain't want no plant-based nothing, but now.
Well, that's another thing. But yeah, things, she changed. You changed it to another person, and I didn't know who you were. I didn't recognize this was not the same person. And then I started seeing this weight loss with the emotional and mental and self growth you did. I saw the change in that. That didn't feel bad to me. It just was really different. But then the weight loss started. And
the weight loss. So I started losing weight for me because I didn't gain a lot of weight until I became an adult. As a teenager, as a young adult, I was always a very small frame. And so when she and I met, I had lost weight even then.
Yeah, you wasn't big when I met you, but you weren't as small as you got recently.
But it got to a point where my weight loss, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, was my weight loss a mirror for you, that I was doing something that...
Yeah, it was like you were doing something that I couldn't even do at the time. Like, I suffer from so many body things, injuries, old injuries, playing sports, and being a dance head the way I was in my 20s, in my 30s. And I mean really dancing a lot. Like, I'm not talking about just little dancing. I'm talking about when I went to the club and I was partying all night. I was dancing. I left the club soaking wet. So I was dancing a lot after being an athlete all my life, all my childhood life. So I have done a lot of damage. Arthritis also runs in my family. So I can feel the bone on bone. My joints hurt everywhere. And then menopause added to that. So severe joint pain.
Is a whole nother conversation.
Right. Severe joint pain everywhere. Menopause caused me to not have no energy, and pain 24/7. And I just didn't feel. So I'm looking at her do all these things, and it's like, yeah, I'm looking at myself like that. For real, I couldn't even do anything. Like, I'm upset that I couldn't move. I was upset because I couldn't go walking and do all these things. And then it felt like it was separating us even more because you were doing this thing. You were doing it, and which meant a lot of you were changing in the amount of time that we had.
But you didn't complain about the time. What you complained about was my frame. Because you was like,
oh yeah, I did.
I can't even hug you when I feel your bones.
I was so scared. Like, when you used to holding somebody and they feel a certain way, and then all of a sudden it's gone. Like, it's weird. Mm-hmm. Like, it feels weird. And then you seeing it and you feel it. It's like touching you was weird. Like, just laying up against you felt weird. I felt like I was going to hurt you or something.
Because she would put her arm on me and I'd be like, ouch.
Ouch. And she's like, ouch. And I'm like, dang. You know, and it just I felt too big for you. Like I was going to crush you.
So what caused you to reconcile with the fact that my wife is losing weight and it's okay?
I don't know. I guess I stopped being afraid to like touch you, and I started touching you and feeling how you felt and everything, and getting used to your frame.
Because you could scoop me up.
Yeah, and I started thinking about other stuff that I could do easier. Yeah. And so, like, just like pulling her to me, like scooping, like, you know, it did.
Oh yeah, she would do that. She'd be like, "Come here, scoop," and I'd be like, "Oh yeah." Man,
so it's like
the Matrix.
It's like, yeah.
So yeah, stuff like that, like not knowing or not even realizing that you doing something that you think is helping yourself is your spouse is internalizing that because of their limitations.
And then I was like, oh, she gonna get skinny and leave me. A smaller person that's working out and walking and eating grass stuff, greenery that look like chicken and all that kind of stuff.
You're not gonna
I was like, she going, because at that point in time I felt like, okay, so now we don't have nothing in common. Like, you got something totally new you doing and that we do not have.
We had things in common. It's just because I was evolving. And it's not that I've not lost weight before. Like, people that know me, that have known me for years, have seen me go through my weight loss journey. So I've lost weight before and I've gained weight before. And I think the difficult thing for me was, at first she was supportive. And then it went from her being supportive to my weight loss and my journey affecting her in a way where it was you gonna leave me for somebody smaller. You gonna leave me for somebody that does yoga and I don't meditate and I don't do yoga, and you gonna leave me for somebody like that. So what I did is I stopped doing it. I stopped working out. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped doing my yoga. And then when I stopped doing it, then I started feeling some way towards her, because I'm like, I want to go to the gym and I want to do this, but I don't want to hear your mouth about it, so I'm gonna stop doing it. And it didn't get to a point of resentment, but it got to a point of, I'm going in the room. I think I got to a point where I kind of shut down.
Resentment.
I don't think it was okay. We're going
like
if you felt it was resentment, so we're gonna say resentment. I got to the point where I started feeling resentful towards her, because I'm like, I'm doing this for me. Like, my weight loss journey is not about you. This is part of my personal growth, and for you to let that affect you in a way that I feel as though I have to stop. I don't like that. But then I had to check myself, because regardless, I should never be in a situation where I allow someone, my wife or whatever, alter how I'm treating myself. Because working out to me is therapy. Walking to me is meditation. That's how I clear my mind. That's how I stay focused. And I let the fact that my wife was having her own issues, like the issues she was having with my weight loss, ain't had nothing to do with me. That was her own issue. But instead of her dealing with her issue, she projected it on me. I internalized that and shut down until I had to check myself and be like, girl, get your ass up and go. And I got back up and I was like, I'm going to walk.
Yeah.
I'll see you when I come back. And then eventually she was like, you want to walk tomorrow? Yeah, I'm going to go walk tomorrow. Okay, let me know when you leave. Wake me up before you leave and go walk. And so it was a cycle of, babe, I love you, but what you feeling ain't got nothing to do with me. That's something you have to work on. Hi, Bezies. People don't want to see you.
I wish y'all could see this.
No, he's cut it out. Lickety split. No. Nobody wants to. No.
TreyDeezy is talking. He is great.
I don't want you. No,
Oh,
don't be trying to hit me. Move. He's so bad. Y'all come get your little nephew. He really just tried to hit me though.
He
for real.
did.
So that's part of the marriage process, because that's a communication piece. Like, I could have very easily shut down and gained all my weight back, and then I really would have resented her without realizing that I had to be the one to speak up and be like, hey, I got to do this for me. Just like whatever it is that's causing you to not understand why I need to do this is something you got to work on with you. Mm. And we got to the point, and you got to the point where, again, you were like, all right, my wife is doing this for her. Mm-hmm. And I actually like the way that it looks on her. And I like the way, she started being like, babe, wear this. Come on, you need to go shopping and buy stuff. And you need to. And I was like, babe, I don't want to go shopping. And she was like, no, you're going to go shopping. Come on, I'm going to take you shopping. So it was a process. But that is part of being married, because there's a lot of people who probably would have checked out and be like, I'm not doing this.
It's a lot of people that failed that first test.
Oh, Lord, we've had so many tests.
Yeah, it's a lot of tests.
And they say God tests his strongest soldiers.
Oh, absolutely.
We done been through some tests. So that was a process. We've gone through, a couple of journeys.
Right.
With adult children. Mm-hmm. That's a journey in and of itself, a conversation for another day. But, it's... Go ahead. You was about to say something.
I was going to say anything.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your show.
But you're a guest, so you're supposed to... Okay. You're a guest.
Mm-hmm.
TreyDeezy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. TreyDeezy speaks. Talks.
Oh, okay.
So, But marriage is a journey, and you got to put in the work. You have to put in the work. And, you have to dedicate time. I know one of her other issues for me is my time that I spend doing other things.
Yeah, because there was other stuff, that started before the weight loss. It was a lot of things. Like, you started a business. Mm-hmm. That took away time. Then into going from that, went into your life coach. And all in between that was the meditating and the change in your eating, and it was just a lot of different things. And that was constant change. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people that I don't like change. Mm-hmm. I kick and scream at first.
Real loud.
Real loud, and throw all kinds of tantrums, and then
little Debbie shows her ass.
Then I come to a place where I'm like, all right, well, this is nothing, this is just how it is, and how am I going to, deal with it and handle it and live with things. So, and then I'm okay. But at first, I'm just not one of those. So, to have all that type of change is happening. Change. Again, not the person that I was met. Not the person that I was with before we got married. This is somebody else. This is somebody else.
But you still love this version of me, though.
Yeah.
You just had to learn how to love this version of me.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. Had to learn how to love, because that's what you have to do.
Yeah, and you are not the same person.
You're supposed to be willing. You should be willing.
Yeah, you should be willing to love, because you want your partner to evolve
and grow.
You don't want the person that you met at 26 to still be the same person that you're with at 46.
Correct.
And 36 to 56. Like, you should expect an evolution to happen between that time. And then if it doesn't, you need to start looking at some stuff.
And see, I didn't expect that, because I've never been married before, so I don't know. And not too many people that I've been with did much of different things. Maybe there were a couple of them had phases where they were doing some other new stuff and working on some other things, but not many of them. So I wasn't used to that either. Like, I wasn't used to being with somebody is quite like you, the go-getter and change, and boom, I'm in the candle business. Now I'm not. Now I'm going to be a life coach. Now I'm working out. Now I'm doing yoga. Now I'm climbing mountains and walking trails. And
I'm not climbing no mountains.
I'm doing the triathlons.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
But-
doing any of that. No.
But yeah, it's just
I
a
know.
lot of change. And it's like, where do I fit in now? Where
And you fit
do I
in.
fit in?
You're part of the journey, because I've said this to you and I've said this to other people. Had I not met you, I don't think I would have evolved into this person, because in my previous relationships and situations, I didn't feel.
And I was like, I caused this.
I didn't, right. She was like, I don't want it. But I didn't have that safe space to feel like I was in a place where I could evolve. And my evolution came because I was given a safe space by somebody that I knew, that when they said, I will protect you and take care of your heart, that I knew that they meant that. So in knowing that, I felt like I could take the bricks down, I could take down the wall, and I can give myself space to simply be and evolve into the person that God has called me to be. And I don't think that if I would have been with somebody else, that would have happened.
And that was weird for me, because I was like, when you said that to me,
mm-hmm.
I was like, golly, I allow her to break free and fly away from me. What kind of
nowhere? I'm
crap
still
is that?
here. I didn't go nowhere. I'm still
That's
here.
how I looked at it at first. I
yeah.
took it like, I mean, it was beautiful to hear that part, and then I was like, but I helped her fly away. Like, I gave her extra wings. Well, I don't understand.
Extra wings.
But I understand that.
Right. And so, but it took you some time to understand that.
And then this is what the crazy stuff that happens on top of these changes that's starting to happen is COVID. COVID happened.
Yeah.
That's what took us out of our honeymoon stage.
Mm-hmm.
COVID took us out of the honeymoon stage. Because I swear, if it wasn't for COVID, we probably would have lasted in the honeymoon stage just a little bit longer. But COVID snatched us clear out of it.
Let's say it snatched us clear out of it, but for some people, it snatched them clear out their marriage. Like, I'm grateful that, but we've had those moments where them horns locked, and they was locked for a while, and we had to kind of figure that thing out and untangle it. But yeah, because you have anxiety and you battle with depression, and being forced to stay in the house and not be able to do your norm.
And afraid
that intensified her anxiety. It took her anxiety from a 2 to a 2,000.
Yeah.
And then add to that, she was working from home, but I was still going in the office. Mm-hmm. So when I would come home from work, it was like, take my clothes off at the front door, and babe, did you do this? Or she would be calling me.
When it first started.
When it first started, she would be calling me at work. Do you have on your mask? Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do that? And on top of her doing that, I've never had anxiety.
I was terrified.
I developed anxiety during the pandemic because not only was I work in property management, so we never shut down. So on top of dealing with that and coming home once a week and being like, well, we had 3 people in our building that got COVID.
Right.
And we got this many people in my other building that got COVID. And then dealing with my wife who has anxiety, and then she's like, did you wear your mask? Did you go in there? Did you do that? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to navigate this and then go home and get her to turn off the damn TV. And, I would come home and having to deal with it on the front lines, and then come home and be inundated with the COVID conversation. That got to a point where I snapped one day and I was like, I don't want to hear about this shit, because I'm at work. Like, I'm dealing with this on a daily basis. And when I come home, I don't want to hear about the shit. Because I'm dealing about it. And she didn't realize
that she was dealing with it that way, that she was feeling that type of way at work, about work part of it at all. Because you didn't say it. You didn't communicate that.
Because your anxiety was already on 1,000. So it's like, I can't add to her anxiety because she's not handling it well. And for me to say to her, every Sunday night when I got to go to bed knowing I got to get up in the morning, my anxiety kick in and I can't sleep. She didn't know that I was waking up 2-3 times in the middle of the night, taking deep breaths and saying, God, just protect me, protect my household, protect me. She didn't know any of this because her anxiety was already on 1,000. So I'm like, okay. All right, God, we gotta have a come to Jesus meeting because I need you to get me through this. And so I was dealing with that, her, and then your mom and her anxiety. Yeah. And her mom's anxiety is untreated. It's a whole nother level.
Type of,
And then it was a lot. And then in the midst of that, we had our oldest son who was living with us at the time, and him being a young adult, like most young adults, they wasn't thinking about no COVID. They was like, COVID is not real. I'm going hanging out. Yeah, he would go out and have happy hour with his friends.
Man, and my nerves was on the, oh, golly, my anxiety had went to 5 trillion.
Yeah.
I just kept saying, I just didn't want to be sick. You know, I suffer from bronchitis. I have a weakened immune system. I'm overweight. I'm older. I don't feel good all the time. I have a high blood pressure. And I do not want to get COVID because I most certainly probably will be on a machine breathing the way these people was talking about people was breathing on TV and barely breathing and all this stuff. I just was so terrified. I was horrified. I really was. It really messed me up.
Yeah. So that's what's been going on in 5 years. But we're still here. TreyDeezy is still here. It is a work in progress. It's never a dull moment. It's never a dull moment. I had my therapy session last week, and I had talked to my therapist about the medical issue that, you know, we've been dealing with my wife. And she said, the hits just keep coming. I said, they do. I said, well, let me tell you what I did this morning. She said, what you do? I said, I got up and I looked in the mirror and I told the devil, you don't have a place here. Like, this is not where you can't come in here and disrupt nothing because you don't run nothing here. Like, this household is occupied by children of the Most High. You have nothing here, so you need to go. You can exit stage right because you've tried to attack my children. You've tried to attack my wife. You've tried to attack my marriage. You've tried to attack my family. And nothing you've thrown at me has defeated us. Right. We still here. So as much as you keep trying, we're going to keep fighting. Okay? By the grace of God, we are still here. And we're going to continue to be here. So sometimes you just got to look that devil in the face and be like, get your ass elsewhere. Kick rocks with open-toe shoes. But yeah, and she said, I know that's right. She was like, you're right. Sometimes you just got to look that devil in the face and tell him, get up out of here. She said, I'm proud of you because you still here. I was like, woo, because I told her about that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, we have so many stories. We didn't even tell you half the stuff that happened during COVID time. mighty lot. I mean, it was a lot of stuff with our youngest son. My aunt passed away from cancer. Just that whole ordeal. The year right before COVID into COVID, it was a lot.
Yeah, but here's the thing though.
We dealt with a lot, and it was at the same time.
At the same time, yeah. But I don't think had we been with other people, we would have made it.
Yeah. I don't think anybody from my past I know wouldn't have made it.
Nah.
Wouldn't have made it.
No. Is this the house version or the Marvin Sapp original?
That was Marvin.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, we're not going to keep y'all long. We've been rambling long enough. But yes, we just wanted to hop on and give you guys an update. And we will be doing these TreyDeezy Talks once a month. So if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, our favorite topic is us. Because she's my favorite person. You're my person.
That's what you told me, too.
I did.
You said it in
my vows. Yes.
She said, you are my person.
I had her crying, y'all. Y'all know I'm a lyricist.
She is, y'all. She can flow. She got bars.
Okay. Today I don't have bars. So if y'all have a topic y'all would like for us to discuss, please leave a comment in the comment section below. FYI, we are participating. We have a team. It's the team Hey Girl Hey for the foam run coming up October 1st at Rosecroft. I will also put a link to that in the comment box below. Please be sure to join our team. It is Team Hey Girl Hey. I'm looking forward to running through the foam. I promise y'all it's not a competition. It's for fun. So I will not. Right, I'm be strolling through with my glow in the dark tutu on, having fun. So what else is going on? No, baby,
I'm gonna wear one.
I'm gonna make you one for around the neck.
I want to wear one around my waist.
You want a tutu?
Yes.
Okay, well, we're gonna make her a tutu.
Yeah. I'm gonna wear it too.
Okay. Tutu. Okay. All right. So I think that's it. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
All right, I can go now.
Where you going?
I don't know. In there.
Okay. Y'all know where I'm going.
Right.
Sleep.
She going that way.
I'm asleep
that
right now.
She sleep right now, y'all. She is asleep right now.
I'm wide awake right now, actually. Kind of tired, but I'm awake. Gotta clean the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
All right. Y'all be blessed, and we will talk to you later.
Peace out.
Bye.